Greetings, fellow Whovians, and welcome to Timey Wimey Review. We've had some new information, some new news regarding the upcoming season of Doctor Who, Season 2, or is it Series 15? How do you pronounce it? How do you like to announce it or address the new series of Doctor Who? Let me know in the comments. But we were given some new episode titles for the upcoming season. So these were announced one by one on the Doctor Who social media platforms such as X and Twitter, of course. And yeah, it was sort of like releasing quite quickly. I saw them all when it was all released on the official Doctor Who Facebook page. So that's how I got them from there. So very similar to how they announced those titles from the previous season. With that, we had some new images, which I feel gave away some clues or some theories of what to expect for Season 2, which I want to talk about in this video in a bit more detail. So please hit the subscribe button. That will really help out this channel. And let's talk about these brand new episode titles for Doctor Who Season 2. Starting off with the Robot Revolution. So that's the title for Episode 1, written by Russell T Davies, of course. And yeah, gonna have a space adventure full of robots, so what's not to love about that? This title was slightly leaked a couple of weeks ago, but I'm glad that not all the episode titles were leaked online. We had a few sort of theories going on online, but I'm glad they weren't all revealed and kind of leaked in advance to this announcement. But yeah, I'm quite looking forward to this one. But the one thing that I saw from the image for this episode title was, if you just look underneath Robot Revolution, it said, like, it was saying Planet Belinda. So for me, it's a bit of a clue that Belinda Chandra, obviously played by Varada Sethu, she's the new companion for this season, the new full-time companion, I should say, for this season. So I feel like she's not an actual human from Earth. That's my speculative guess on that one, which I think would be quite cool, particularly obviously with the links for the previous character that Varada played, Monday Flynn. And the links that they've sort of hinted at in the recent trailers that we've got. So yeah, I'm glad that it's like a human or a humanoid from a different planet. That's my speculation on that one. It's not official, but if it is from Earth, fine. But I think it would have been better if it is a human from a different planet. Episode 2, again written by Russell T Davies, is Lux. And if anyone from the BBC merchandising department doesn't release a nice print of the image that came for this episode title, well, they have certainly missed a trick, because that looks gorgeous in the sort of rain-soaked American style from the 50s with the TARDIS in the background. It looks amazing. If you haven't seen that image, well, feast your eyes on it now, my fellow Whovians. Obviously, this is the one that's all about the big sort of cartoon-like creature, Mr. Ring-a-Ding, and yeah, all the fun from the 50s as well. Again, great looking episode. Going to be a lot of fun, that one, I think. And obviously we've seen slightly spoilers here that the Doctor and Belinda are going to be turned into cartoon characters as well. But yeah, really looking forward to that one. Great image for this episode title reveal. Episode 3, The Well, is written by Russell T Davies and Sharma Angel Walfall. And yeah, this is kind of like the big spacey episode that we've seen with the Doctor and Belinda in like sort of space suits, black space suits, hurling through different probably gravity wells, I'm assuming. Not much from the image, but I did recognize a sort of gladiators style logo on the door. So are we going to have some gladiators in this episode? I doubt it, but I just found it quite amusing. And if we did, please let it be Viper. Episode 4, Lucky Day by Pete Matai. So this is going to be the Doctor and Belinda light episode, I would imagine. All focusing really on Ruby Sunday. So yeah, so I'm glad again that Ruby is returning for Season 2. I thought she was a great companion last year. And yeah, very much with it being Pete Matai writing this episode, I'm assuming this is kind of like a build up to A, the season finale, and B, the upcoming spin-off, The War Between the Land and Sea. So quite a lot of information, I thought, from this image, particularly around UNIT. So again, I'm assuming this is where Kate Lethbridge-Stewart returns, as well as the rest of the UNIT family. But yeah, some nice, interesting sort of like newspaper clippings with some images from previous episode adventures, Doctor Who episode adventures, particularly series 1, which I thought was a nice touch, with it being the 20th anniversary of New Who, with one of the headlines saying, "Are UNIT keeping aliens in their headquarters, in their HQ?" So yeah, UNIT is obviously making a lot of noise, which I'm not surprised with their big UNIT Avengers knockoff tower that they've got. But yeah, I found that quite interesting. There was a name underneath the Lucky Day image as well, looking like a sort of a influencer, social media influencer, which I'm assuming could be Ruby's new boyfriend. So maybe he's trying to worm his way into Ruby's life whilst trying to get some more information about UNIT. Again, just speculation on my part. But I also liked the image when it sort of like disappears with the new sort of looking monster that was leaked in the German season 2 trailer that was quickly removed by Disney. Again, just reminds me of Gozer from the Ghostbusters. Episode 5, I feel this title should have been announced by Ringo Starr. It's called The Story and the Engine by Anua Ilams. Again, quite a nice, interesting image on there with quite a few people missing on that front cover of that book, with a spider crawling across the book as well. So again, sort of like speculating that that big giant spider-like creature that we've seen in the season 2 trailer is going to be involved in this particular episode. Episode 6 is the Interstellar Song Contest. That is literally the title of the episode, written by Juno Dawson. And I'm a bit sort of two minds with this episode title. One, I don't think it's the strongest episode title they could have gone for Doctor Who. It kind of just, at one point, just feels like, is it a Doctor Who episode with that title? But on the other hand, with this being so much of a potential tie-in with the Eurovision Song Contest, that's been, obviously this episode is being broadcast on the same day and the same evening as the Eurovision Song Contest, this could be just quite a good sort of catchy title for a mainstream audience that clearly they're probably going to capture with this particular episode. So that's kind of the vibes that I've got from the image and the actual title episode reveal. Episodes 7 and 8, both written by Russell T Davies. This is the penultimate episode, Wish World. Yeah, very interesting image on there, looking like the sort of skeletal bone structure of that skeletal creature that we've seen in the recent season 2 trailers. So that's going to be quite interesting. And just at the top, at that image, if you can see, looks like kind of like argon energy that you might have seen from the Sarah Jane adventures with the Trickster. Could the Trickster be returning to Doctor Who? You never know. Obviously, he's one of the, I'm assuming, one of the Pantheon gods, so it could be likely that we're going to have a surprise with the Trickster. Or could it be Mrs. Flood? I'm going to stick with the White Guardian for Mrs. Flood, for me, as my wild theory of who she is. But yeah, it's interesting sort of image on that one, and I'm not quite sure who the lady is on that in that bottom left corner as well. Couldn't quite sort of work out who she is, but if you've got your theories, let me know in the comments. And finally, episode 8. Now, this is the episode title that really intrigued me, entitled The Reality War. Again, written by Russell Davies, the season 2 finale. And yeah, this is a bit of a gamble, I think, on Doctor Who, really. Again, speculating on what this could mean with that episode title. Could we be seeing a multiverse being introduced into the universe of Doctor Who? Now, we've had some alternate realities before, most recently Pete's World in series 2, and also from the third Doctor era, we also had Inferno, where the Doctor went to an alternate reality. So could we be seeing something like this being introduced into Doctor Who? Again, I feel like it's a bit of a gamble because one, can they pull it off, Doctor Who? Yes, I do, absolutely, but they'll have to knock out the park. But the gamble for me is because we are getting a bit of a multiverse fatigue if we've seen more of the recent Marvel movies that keeps being that's being released. Obviously, it can still work. We've seen that case in point with Deadpool and Wolverine, but again, with other episodes such as like the Loki TV series and WandaVision, which I did enjoy, by the way. Yeah, we have seen that superhero fatigue sort of really settling in as part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and of course the DC Cinematic Universe with Flash as well. But again, if they are going to go down this route, it's going to be an interesting one and very intrigued as well. But they have to knock out the park if it is a multiverse that they're going to try and introduce. It could again just be the upset of the current reality that we're in, and we've seen clues of that ever since the 60th anniversary specials, with Gravity being replaced by Mavity and things like that, and obviously Mrs. Flood, and and obviously the connections between Belinda and Monday Flynn, so the clues are there, but whether that's an actual thing or not, again, not quite sure. We're only a few weeks away until we get those big reveals when the new series of Doctor Who airs on April 12th. But in the meantime, let me know in the comments below your thoughts to these episode titles. Which ones intrigues you the most? And have you got any clues or theories of your own from these episode title reveals? Let me know in those comments below. But thank you very much for watching this video. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please like, share and subscribe. Hit the cloister bell for more notifications. Come say hello and follow me on Facebook and X. And do check out my other fantastic Doctor related content on the Timey Wimey Review TikTok page. And of course, right here on the Timey Wimey Review YouTube channel. Thanks for your love and support as always. Until we meet again.